When you sit here, you know, the one question everybody has is there a part of you that thinks it's time for me to get back in the studio, or you're in no rush to do that, or are you waiting till the time is right for you?
Yeah, I think...
Because we can't use the word retirement for you.
Yeah. No, I already did that. I can't do that ever again. I would say I want to make music, but it has to be something important. I don't want to just make a bunch of tunes. That's not going to serve me. It's not going to. It won't feed me, first of all.
Jay-Z, the rap mogul and business titan, is no stranger to controversy. But his latest association with Diddy has ignited a firestorm of backlash. Fans and critics alike are buzzing with accusations and concerns, questioning Jay-Z's integrity and judgment. But what secrets lie behind this powerful alliance? Are these iconic figures hiding something from the public eye? Today, we delve into the swirling rumors, explosive reactions, and the potential fallout from Jay-Z's contentious connection with Diddy. Join us as we unravel how Jay-Z faces serious backlash for Diddy associations. But before that, don't forget to subscribe. Now, let's dive deep. Jay-Z's connection to Diddy is sparking a lot of talk. It might be true, but what's really capturing attention is Jay-Z's recent actions and the silence surrounding them. Publications like Page 6 are questioning why Beyoncé isn't speaking out about various issues. Meanwhile, Jay-Z performed at Tom Brady's Hall of Fame induction, but the billionaire crowd, who once seemed close to him, looked distant and unwilling to engage. The video from the event shows moments that can only be described as humiliating and disrespectful. Clearly, something is amiss with Jay-Z and Beyoncé. The people who once admired them now act like they don't exist. In the midst of this, there's another layer of drama involving Beyoncé. Everyone is trying to link her to a lawsuit against The Dream. The woman suing The Dream admits she never met Beyoncé, but claims The Dream shared information with her and others. This lawsuit, which promises to go public soon, is said to be even more scandalous than Diddy's issues. The intrigue surrounding Jay-Z and Beyoncé is deepening, with their once loyal followers now seeming to distance themselves. The unfolding drama is captivating everyone as the powerful couple faces challenges from all sides. Jay-Z's ties to Diddy and the mysterious lawsuit involving The Dream are just the beginning. The silence from those who once supported them speaks volumes. Will Jay-Z and Beyoncé address these controversies, or will the rumors continue to swirl? The situation is fluid, and everyone is watching closely, waiting for the next development in this high-stakes saga. This young woman claims that she and Beyoncé were extremely close, with Beyoncé and Jay-Z being just as tight. They even created a label to support her, using her name for various ventures. Despite this, it doesn't necessarily mean Beyoncé is guilty of anything. The real question is why Beyoncé hasn't publicly distanced herself from The Dream or spoken out about the allegations. Even a simple statement of support for the victims would go a long way. There's a possibility the young woman's story isn't true, similar to other cases where truth is questioned. However, it's still strange that Beyoncé remains silent. She hasn't distanced herself from The Dream, nor has she addressed the issues with Diddy. Many in the industry haven't spoken out about Diddy either, which is notable. But Beyoncé's relationship with The Dream was very public. They collaborated frequently, shared social media posts, and were often seen together, almost like Bonnie and Clyde. Their close relationship makes it surprising that Beyoncé hasn't spoken up, denounced, or defended herself. Instead, they seem to be choosing silence. Jay-Z's situation adds another layer of complexity. Recently, he performed at Tom Brady's Hall of Fame induction, but the billionaire crowd seemed uninterested and distant. This public display was humiliating and disrespectful, suggesting that something is off. There have been rumors about Jay-Z's ties to Diddy, and although there's no concrete evidence of inappropriate behavior, their business connections are very strong. The connection between Jay-Z and Diddy raises eyebrows. The ties between them are not just personal but deeply embedded in their business dealings. The whispers about Jay-Z's involvement in questionable activities alongside Diddy, while unproven, add to the intrigue.
As a close friend of Jay-Z, what was your reaction to him opening up about his infidelities in the Family Feud video?
Yeah. I mean, that's what music gives you the power to do. And I think that, once you're ready to share it with your fans in the world, then nobody could judge it. They have to accept what it is. And I thought it was dope.
The silence from Beyoncé and Jay-Z about these issues is deafening. Their once loyal supporters are now watching from a distance, wondering why the powerful couple isn't addressing the controversies. The industry is buzzing with speculation. Beyoncé's silence on the Dreams lawsuit and the lack of public support for the victims is perplexing. Her social media used to be filled with posts about the Dream, highlighting their close professional relationship. Yet now, there's no comment from her side. Meanwhile, Jay-Z's appearance at Tom Brady's event, coupled with his connections to Diddy, is adding fuel to the fire. The public is eager for answers, but instead, they're met with silence. This situation is not just about individual actions, but about the broader implications for their careers and public image. Jay-Z and Beyoncé have built their brands on a foundation of power and influence. Their current silence and the visible distancing by their peers suggest cracks in this foundation. The allegations, the rumors, and their apparent unwillingness to address them are leading to a growing sense of unease. The young woman's claims about Beyoncé and the Dream might not hold up under scrutiny, but they still raise important questions. Why hasn't Beyoncé addressed these allegations? Why is Jay-Z's connection to Diddy causing such a stir? The industry is watching closely, and fans are eager for clarity. Shockingly, the feds have expanded their investigation, now looking into money laundering and RICO charges. The big question is whether Jay-Z is involved. The truth will come out when the indictment is released. But for now, it seems the billionaire circle Jay-Z was once part of has turned their backs on him. This video shows a stark contrast to his former glory. Remember, this is the same man who, many believe, threw Colin Kaepernick under the bus during the NFL's controversy over taking a knee.
Okay, I think we've passed kneeling. I think it's time to go into actionable items. I know we're stuck on it because it's a real thing, but it's a form of protest. I support protests across the board. We need to bring light to the issue. I think everyone knows what the issue is, and we're done with that.
At the height of the protests, Jay-Z stepped in, assuring everyone that he had spoken to the NFL and that they would address the issues, effectively calling for an end to the boycott. This moment was reminiscent of when Obama made a similar call. The NFL's current treatment of Jay-Z might just be revealing their true colors. To see this shift in dynamics, watch this video. Notice how the atmosphere changes when Jay-Z appears. The reception is cold, a far cry from the warm welcome he once received. The body language of those around him tells a story of its own. The investigation into Jay-Z's possible involvement in these serious charges is making waves. The billionaire class, once so welcoming, now seems to be distancing themselves. This change is notable, especially given Jay-Z's previous influence. His connection with the NFL, once a powerful alliance, now appears strained. The video shows this shift in real time, capturing the unease and awkwardness of the situation.
Handling of player protests, led by Colin Kaepernick, who took a knee during the national anthem, hoping to draw attention to police brutality and racial injustice.
I said no to the Super Bowl.
The controversy over Jay-Z's stance during the NFL protests, where he urged people to move past the boycott, is still fresh in many minds. His attempt to bridge the gap with the NFL now seems to be backfiring. The NFL's true stance towards Jay-Z is becoming apparent, reflecting a broader tension within his once loyal circles. In the video, Jay-Z's entrance is met with noticeable coldness. The visual cues are striking. Distant looks, indifferent body language, and a general sense of discomfort. This footage highlights the stark difference between Jay-Z's past influence and his current standing. The scene was surreal. Everyone in the crowd seemed to ignore Jay-Z. It's strange, almost like they knew something everyone else didn't. The people on that floor with Tom Brady were mostly team owners, sports magnates, billionaires, and old money families. A year ago, they would have been crowding around Jay-Z, excited to see him. Watching this video, it's clear how things have changed. Jay-Z steps onto the stage, And at first, it's easy to think maybe the crowd didn't recognize him because of the smoke and stage effects. Jay-Z, known for his impressive stage presence, starts performing his hits, but the response is shockingly different. The billionaire class has their backs to the stage, not even glancing his way. It's almost as if they don't want to acknowledge his presence or show any interest. As Jay-Z continues, only a few people rush to the front with their phones, excited to capture the moment. The rest of the crowd remains seated, chatting and watching without much interest. It's a stark contrast to the enthusiasm he used to receive. Jay-Z, visibly annoyed, continues his performance, but the lack of response from the audience is palpable. This level of disrespect is clear on Jay-Z's face. The crowd, once eager to be seen with him, now appears indifferent. It's not just a few people ignoring him. It's the majority of the audience. The video zooms in on Jay-Z's expression, revealing his frustration and disappointment. The crowd could care less, showing an indifference that speaks volumes. The change in reception highlights a significant shift in Jay-Z's standing among the elite. Once a figure of admiration and influence, he's now facing an unexpected cold shoulder. This event is a telling sign of how quickly fortunes can change, even for someone as powerful as Jay-Z. The question is, what changed in the past year? It's hard not to think that Jay-Z's association with Diddy played a role, but there's also the possibility of plain old-fashioned racism, especially within the NFL. Despite whatever deals Roc Nation has with the NFL, this behavior reveals their true nature. The level of disrespect shown to Jay-Z is evident. One might think Diddy himself walked out on stage, given how little the crowd reacted to Jay-Z. A few people in the audience started waving their hands, trying to get into the performance. At first, it seemed like maybe the crowd just wasn't lively, perhaps not knowing how to move to the music. The initial thought was that the audience was simply unenthusiastic. But then the reality set in. This was Tom Brady's Hall of Fame induction, and Jay-Z was personally requested by Brady. The stark contrast became evident when Tom Brady walked in. As Brady entered, the same people who were indifferent to Jay-Z's performance suddenly sprang to their feet, cheering enthusiastically. Tom Brady's entrance turned the room into a completely different atmosphere. The same crowd that seemed to ignore Jay-Z, barely acknowledging his presence, erupted in applause and excitement for Brady. These people knew exactly how to show admiration and excitement. The sight of everyone getting up for Brady made it clear that they were more than capable of showing respect and enthusiasm. They just chose not to for Jay-Z. This moment was reminiscent of the awkwardness seen when Designer performed for a room full of unresponsive white people, like a scene straight out of Get Out. The crowd's indifference to Jay-Z wasn't because they didn't know how to appreciate a performance. It was a deliberate choice. They knew how to hype up someone and show respect, but chose to turn their backs on Jay-Z. The lack of care and acknowledgement for Jay-Z's presence was glaring. This shift in attitude among the elite is a telling sign of deeper issues. Jay-Z's affiliation with Diddy, combined with underlying racism, could be influencing how these influential circles perceive him. Once celebrated and admired, Jay-Z now faces a different reality, where even his high-profile connections and contributions can't shield him from such blatant disregard. This video serves as a stark reminder of how quickly tides can turn. Jay-Z, once at the pinnacle of influence, is now met with apathy from those who used to seek his attention. The dynamics within these elite circles have shifted, and the reasons behind it are both complex and troubling. The performance at Tom Brady's induction should have been a highlight, a moment of celebration. Instead, it revealed a harsh truth about how quickly admiration can fade. The lack of respect and enthusiasm for Jay-Z, juxtaposed with the overwhelming support for Brady, paints a clear picture of the current social dynamics at play. What changed so drastically in a year to warrant such a different reaction? Why is Jay-Z now being met with indifference from the billionaire class that once embraced him? It raises many questions. Do they know something the public doesn't? Have they abandoned Jay-Z because they sensed something ominous on the horizon? Then there's the situation with Beyoncé and The Dream. Although there's no direct connection between Beyoncé and the girl involved in the case, the association with The Dream is troubling. The way Beyoncé kept him close, despite his alleged creepy and narcissistic behavior, raises eyebrows. Perhaps he showed a different face to Beyoncé than he did to others. But it doesn't change the fact that even being associated with Diddy has damaged Jay-Z's reputation. The reactions from these influential circles may also stem from underlying racism. It's hard to label everyone as racist, but the level of disrespect is palpable. Maybe they never truly respected Jay-Z, and now they feel emboldened to show their true feelings. The association with Diddy might have been the tipping point for them, making it easier to turn their backs on him. With Beyoncé, it's even more complex. The situation with the Dream is particularly troubling. Even though there's no direct involvement from her, her name is repeatedly mentioned in the lawsuit. Rihanna's name also appears, adding another layer of intrigue. The details of the lawsuit suggest that the social standing of these celebrities might be at risk. Rumors abound that Jay-Z and Beyoncé have lost their social standing, and many believe something significant is looming. This video may not provide concrete evidence, but it clearly shows a stark change in how Jay-Z is perceived. A year ago, he wouldn't have faced such indifference and disrespect. The video highlights a shift in attitude towards him, raising questions about what might be coming next. The crowd's reaction during the performance was telling. Despite Jay-Z's stage presence and the anticipation of his appearance, the billionaire class turned their backs on him. These are the same people who would have been eager to engage with him just a year ago. Now they barely acknowledge his presence. It's as if his association with Diddy has tarnished his image irreparably. Tom Brady's induction into the Hall of Fame provides a stark contrast. When Brady entered, the same crowd that ignored Jay-Z suddenly became animated and enthusiastic. They knew how to show respect and admiration. They simply chose not to for Jay-Z. This deliberate disregard speaks volumes about the current dynamics at play. The association with Diddy, coupled with the allegations surrounding the Dream, has undoubtedly impacted Jay-Z and Beyoncé's standing among the elite. Whether it's due to racism, fear of impending scandal, or simple loss of respect, the change is undeniable. The video serves as a powerful illustration of how quickly public perception can shift, even for someone as influential as Jay-Z. This moment highlights the complexities of fame and reputation. The indifference shown to Jay-Z is a stark reminder of how fragile social standing can be. The reasons behind this shift are multifaceted, involving associations, rumors, and perhaps underlying prejudices. The implications of this change are significant, hinting at deeper issues within these elite circles and the entertainment industry at large. In the end, this video leaves more questions than answers. What does the future hold for Jay-Z and Beyoncé? And how will these associations and allegations impact their careers and social standing? Only time will tell, but the current signs suggest a turbulent road ahead. Let the discussion continue in the comments. Then, check out this next video if you don't know that Matthew McConaughey reveals the actual reason he got blacklisted. And don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you in the next video.